Hello everyone, Catweazle here, welcome to the channel and welcome back to our playthrough of Arkham Horror 2nd edition and the Dust to Dust scenario, where we're just about to start episode 12. But before we do, a few things, because I've been telling you fibs since the very first episode apparently. Now I thought when the dust deck ran out that that was the end of the game. That whoever the first player was would get devoured, and then Catweazle had come out, and that'd be the end of the game. But that is not the case. What happens is the first player gets devoured, and then all 3 dust decks are reconfigured and set up again. All you do is replace the devoured investigator, which is going to help, you know. I was thinking there was a possibility that we could lose it in, you know, just a couple of seconds time when we go on to the upkeep phase, but that is not the case. Our first player is Tommy. If he gets devoured, it's not the end of the world, because that does mean he will fulfill his personal story. So we'll get something for that, and then we will get a replacement player, and the replacement investigator is Patrice Hathaway, the violinist, who can get clues for fun. So she'd help us out a great deal. So I thought I would point that out before we carried on. I have been saying as soon as we run out of the dust deck, it's all over. It isn't. The first player who happens to run out of the dust deck gets devoured, and then you set up the dust decks again and carry on. So there you go. I have that wrong in my mind ever since I got this game and knew about the Catweazle ancient one. Just got it completely wrong. Talking about the final battle, there has been some discussions about why I'm not going to have a final battle. I have said before it's pointless, and it is. Gil pointed out that actually Zoe's, with her being a hard ass and being able to ignore magical and physical immunity, has got a chance of getting some hits in. She does, but the problem with her is she's second player. And if actually, who is it, gets devoured, Tommy gets devoured this particular turn, she'll be first player. So what happens is, if she's anywhere, if she's not the final player, then she's not going to get enough rounds in to actually get any hits. And the best she can hope for as regards hits is physical resistance and magical resistance. So that's still pretty hard. And she might even be first player by the time Catweazle comes out. And all he does is touch the first player and they immediately turn to dust. There's no rolling, there's no, like, you know, getting rid of clues or anything like that. Whoever the first player is, just is devoured immediately. So in this particular game, you've got 4 turns max. If she's like first to second player when Catweazle comes out, it's just pointless. Even if she's 4th player, it's pointless. He will still be magically and physically resistant, and, you know, it's just... For the setup, it's just too much setup. It's fiddly, the final battle. A lot of people say Arkham Horror is fiddly, and for the vast majority of it, I don't take any notice, because it's, you know, it's a bit fiddly. But the final battle is very fiddly. It's a lot of checking the final battle cards, trying to remember things. And if you're playing solo and trying to video, it's horrendous. Check out There's Something in the Mist. Check out the Dunwich Horror, Arkham Horror 2nd edition playthrough I did. In both of those, I did a final battle, I believe. And it's really hard to keep track. And I don't want to go through that if it's pointless. And it is pointless against Catweazle. So I will not be doing a final battle against Catweazle. But there's my reasoning for doing it. Okie doke. Right, so having got that out of the way, no final battle for Catweazle, and we don't necessarily lose the game should dear old Tommy get devoured very shortly in the upkeep phase. We'll just get on with it. So coming up, the upkeep phase for episode 12, first player, Tommy Muldoon. And here we are with Tommy. Usual drill, we've got the dust deck out. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll just roll a die till we get a 1, 2, 3 or a 4. And we'll see if he gets devoured or not. That's a 6. Roll it when I don't need it. That's a 5. It's taking the mickey out of me now. Come on. A 2. So let's see what we have here. Please, won't somebody help me? This is it. The first player is devoured. Shuffle each dust deck and its discard pile together to form 3 new dust decks. Pass the first player token to the left. So Zoe is now our first player. So all these get shuffled together. Tommy Muldoon has snuffed it. So there we go. Bit of a bummer. Just giving a quick shuffle to the other decks. There we are. So we're back up to 3 dust decks. Poor old Tommy has died. Been devoured. And what we've got to do is he does pass. Tommy is devoured, giving his all. So here we go. Giving his all. Tommy was a good kid. He was a hero in the end. Choose another investigator. That investigator gains 5 clue tokens. Brilliant. Remove 1 doom token from the Ancient One's doom track. So we go down to 9. So that's good. And the next time the terror level would increase, discard this card instead. So we'll keep that next to the terror track. So we know. And yes, in fact, we'll put it on top of our ally pile, then we'll know. So when we go to discard an ally, because the terror track goes up, we'll be able to go, no, we don't have to move the terror track at all. Who's going to get 5 clues? Well, I think there's only one person to get the 5 clues, if I'm honest. Having a look round, it's really got to be Agnes. Agnes is our best gate closer. She's already got 5 clues. So let's give her some more. And she can now close 2 gates. I'm just thinking about, you know, yeah, Zoe is going to need to kill monsters. She's still gonna have to do that. And yeah, and Norman's only got 1 sanity, so giving the clues to him really isn't much good. So yeah, we'll give them to Agnes. I'm going to get rid of everything else here. The witch and the zombie go back in the monster bag for his trophies. Move the first player token over to Zoe. Zoe won't have to use the dust deck. The dust deck is at the start of the turn. This is the start of the turn. We've already done it. Discard the ally. And the bravery card there. The ally's gone. And all of this stuff gets discarded. Yep, I'll just get rid of all of this. We'll try and keep fellow travellers if we can, because it'll save me a lot of hassle. And what we'll do is we'll bring Patrice in, and we may as well go through her. It's the start of the turn, right? And here's Patrice. We'll quickly go through her. So 1 change. I'm using the starting possessions variant by Kung Fro. She just gets an extra $1. Yeah, so she got $3 instead of the 2 that it says on here. Everything else I've sorted out. We'll go through very quickly. So the violinist, she's got 5 sanity and 5 stamina, which is cool. She starts at the Curiosity Shop, so I've put her over there. Fixed possessions, actually $3 because of starting possessions. 3 clue tokens. Random possessions, you've got 1 common item, which I've forgot to pick. We'll do it now. Try to save time, so I'll pick the others early, but just do exactly the same as I've done for the others. We've got a telescope. We'll go through that in a moment. So she's got a telescope, and we lost a load of good stuff with Tommy. The golden sword, we lost that. So, rubbish, but that's the way it goes. So she's got 1 common item, 2 unique items, a spell and a skill. She's inspiring. Patrice may allow the other investigator to spend her clue tokens, even if they are not in the same location or world, so that is extremely strong. Ominous Dreams, any phase, Patrice gains 1 clue token each time a gate opens. She also gains 5 clue tokens when the 9th space on the Ancient One Doom track is filled. That is not filled, because we took one off. We had to take one off when Tommy succeeded his personal story, so she's due to get 5 more clues, which is great. She's got 3 at the moment. She's got a focus of 2, and her speed and sneak are good, fight and will are good, and law and luck are good, especially a law. A law's excellent at 5. We'll just read her story so far. All her life, Patrice has lived for music. The soaring sonatas, the graceful arias and the booming marches have always been her closest companions. But sometimes as she plays, she can sense something at the edge of her awareness. Something that watches her and waits for what she does not know. The presence has been growing over the last month, and her increasing nervousness is starting to spoil her ability to play the violin. That's not something she can tolerate. So when an old gypsy she was swapping tunes with told her that she was being watched by an evil spirit, Patrice listened with somewhat less scepticism than she might have done even a month ago. The gypsy referred her to a shop in Arkham that might have what she needs to get rid of the spirit. That explains why Patrice finds herself entering the Curiosity Shop this evening, feeling a little silly and more than slightly nervous. So that is Patrice. So I'll go through everything else when it gets to her turn during upkeep, but I've introduced her now. So that's it for poor old Tommy, who's been devoured. We've lost a lot of good gear that he was holding, but we did get to knock the Doom track down. We're also be able to stop the Terror track going up once, and we got 5 clues that we gave to Agnes, so we have got a lot of clues now. We can now close and seal 2 gates, because she has 10 clues, which is great. But, yeah, it's grim. It's grim. Oh, I kept fellow travellers. That was allowed for Patrice in the starting possession, so I've just kept it. It's just easier that way. Okay, right. Let's move on to our new first player, who is Zoe Samaras. And here we are with Zoe. First things first, let's roll for her blessing. A 4 again, super. So she keeps a blessing, that's great. A bit of good luck. So, as mentioned, even though she's first player, we've already done, it's at the start of the turn that you do the dust deck. We've already done it once. So we don't have to do it again till the start of next turn. She ain't got any clues anyway to get rid of it, unless she picks them up this turn. Okay, what we're going to do with Zoe, are we going to move anything around? I don't think we are. We're going to keep everything where it is. She's got a shed load of stuff, but she's also at the wrong end of the board. She is up at Arkham Asylum, and she can't really get down anywhere. We've got a couple of problems. One, South Church to go and bless somebody else. There's a load of monsters in the way, but that's okay. She'll just have to kill them, but it just means it's going to take her a while to get there. The science building, where you can spend trophies to get clues, is another problem because it's got a gate on it, as well as having a couple of monsters in the way. Because it's got a gate on it, now the way I play is I have played encounters with investigators who are on the same location as a gate, but they've got to have the explored token. So they've got to have gone through another world. They come out. If they are not trying to close that gate or seal it, then I have an encounter. I do not have an encounter if they do not have an explored token. My thematic explanation for it is they've gone into this location, they're doing their investigating, because they're investigators, and they stumble across the gate. Yeah? So in the course of them turning up at the location, they're investigating, they find the gate, they get sucked through. When they come out of that gate, because they've got an explored token, that's why they're allowed to have a normal encounter. They now know where the gate is, they can avoid it, yeah? If they're not trying to shut it or seal it, they can avoid that gate and stop themselves getting sucked through again, because it's happened to them once, they know where it is, they know not what to trigger. So that's just an explanation for that. So unfortunately, while we still have a gate at the science building, we won't be able to turn any trophies in for clues until somebody gets in there to shut it. But, you know, Agnes could do that. So we shall have to see. Now, Zoe, she's back to full sanity, which remember is 4 because she succeeded at a personal story. She's basically just got to go around and kill stuff. So she is going to, and I've just recalled, I'm just going to take fellow travellers and get rid of it. If you get devoured, you don't use, you don't assume the previous person's relationship card. You also don't get a new one. So that means Skullcrackers has gone as well. Oh. It likes to kick you in when you're down, doesn't it, this game? Yep, so we'll get rid of those. The other 2 relationship cards, they still work because we picked them out right at the beginning of the game. Good job I remembered that. Okay, so Zoe, I've forgotten what I was going on about, so... we're just getting straight on to what Zoe's going to do. She's going to kill some monsters. We're not going to bother killing the wizard Whately. He's exactly where we want him, trapped in Arkham, so we'll just let him carry on wandering around. But I would like Norman to get up to Arkham Asylum. And in order to do that, we're going to have to clear the way for him. And we're going to clear the way for him by killing the skeleton in the Merchant District, because he can sort of whiz round there. So that's what Zoe's going to do. And the setup's all fine for that. The skeleton's going to be a piece of cake for her. That is it for Zoe Samaras. Next up is Agnes Baker. And here we are with Agnes. Got clues all over the shop. Remember, she got 5 extra clues because of Tommy fulfilling his personal story by getting devoured. Oh, we've got to refresh her healing stone, which we're immediately going to use again. And she is going to get her final sanity to put her up to 5. Oh no, up to 4, sorry. It's not a final one. But she's up to 4 sanity now through using that, so that's good. But we could do with handing that off, actually, to Zoe. We'll have a think about that. And other than that, well, we've got to get her in a gate. So exactly the same. She's going after Zoe. So if Zoe can actually kill that skeleton, Agnes can get to the graveyard, which is a +0 gate in another dimension. And she should be able to, what's the word? She should be able to close that. She will also, for a brief time, be on the same space as Norman, and Norman will be able to give her a find gate, so we'll do a bit of trading as well. As regards for her skills, we're not going to change those. And yeah, that's it for her. Next up is Norman. And here we are with Norman. I'm going to make a bit of a change to Norman. We've got to move his speed up again, I think. So we use one of his focus to get him up to 3 speed. I don't think that is enough. 1, 2, 3. That's not enough to get him to Arkham Asylum, unfortunately. But he will pass Zoe in the Merchant District streets, hopefully. So she's got the map of Arkham, hasn't she? Let's just check. Yes, she has got the map of Arkham. So he'll pick up the map of Arkham off her. That'll give him an extra speed to 4. So he will be able to make it to Arkham Asylum. He's got enough money to get all his sanity back. So that's good. Excellent. And anything else that we have to do for him? No, there isn't. So we're lucky with that map of Arkham. I've just thought of that now. Originally, I was planning for him to pass Tommy and get the motorbike off him. But that was another thing we lost when we lost Tommy. But fortunately, Zoe will be in the Merchant District streets, hopefully having killed that skeleton. And she does have the map of Arkham. So we've got a plan B that we're able to put into operation. Okay, that's it for Norman. Next up is our new investigator, Patrice. And here we are with Patrice. Just quickly what we've set her up as. Speed of 4 and a sneak of 1. Fight of 1, will of 4. Not planning to have her fight anybody. And her law is 5 and her luck is 0. Just take us through her skills, for example. She's got +1 speed. So she will actually have... Actually, let's put her down to 3 and 2. So she'll still have 4 speed. She's got +1 speed there. And as her skill, her common item is a telescope. So Kingsport item, +1 to sneak checks, but not to evade checks. And any phase, discard telescope to avoid being delayed. So, meh. It's a thing, we can say about that. Meh. She's also got the pallid mask, which gives her +2 to evade checks as well. So, even though that doesn't give us an evade check, this does. So, that's good. And, yeah, she should be pretty good at... dodging out of the way of monsters. Her other unique item is the Astral Mirror. Discard Astral Mirror to discard an Environment Mythos card from play, then lose 1 sanity. So, meh on that as well. If we get a really bad one, if it was discard a rumour, that'd be pretty good. It'd also be overpowered, but it'd be pretty good. So... yeah, we're not too bothered about Heatwave at the moment. We'll leave it there. And we haven't been getting environment cards throughout the whole game. Plague of Locusts. So we've got a casting modifier here of +0. Sanity cost 2, magical spell, movement, cast an exhaust to choose 1 monster in a street area, return it to the cup and remove all clue tokens in the same neighbourhood. So that is Plague of Locusts, which may come in. I'll check that. I'm not so sure. You have to be in the same area. Perhaps you do. It just says in a street area. Doesn't mention whether you have to be there. I'll check that. But that'd be very useful. Plague of Locusts for getting rid of nasties. Won't work on our spawn monsters, the Warlock and what's his face, Wizard Waitley. But it could work on the Dole, for example. So that'd be useful. Okay, so that's all her stuff. That's where we're setting all of her skills and abilities. And Curiosity Shop, she got $3. Not really much you can do with that. I'll have a think about what's best for her. She could do with a couple of more clues and then she could shut a gate. So perhaps we will send her up to sunny Dunwich. If she could get to Gardener's Place, there are 3 clues there. So it could be worth her going up there. Okay, that is it for Patrice. That is it for the upkeep phase. Next up is the movement phase. And welcome to the movement phase. And Zoe, she's at Arkham Asylum. She's just going to move 2, 1, 2 to the Merchant District because she's going to fight this skeleton. Let's get rid of that so we can flick it over. We're not bothered about evading it. Physically resistant, but we'd ignore that anyway. It's undead, so remember, she's got her cross. And first of all, it's -1 for the sanity check. What is her will? Her will is 4. So she's going to be rolling 3 blessed dice. She's got a cross. So that's +1 to horror checks. So she's going to be rolling 4 blessed dice. 1, 2, 3, 4. And she gets 2 successes, which is great. So she doesn't lose a sanity. And then it's the combat check. It's -1. And it's got 2 toughness. So we need 2 successes. Okay, so -1. It's going to be -2 because of Heat Wave. I remembered Heat Wave. She's got the alien device, so that's going to cancel that out. So we're at 0. She's got a fetch stick, which is +7. And a fight of 1, that's 8 dice. So it's going to be rolling 8 dice. Brilliant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need 2 successes. 4 or better. And we get 3 successes. So 2 4s and a 5. She kills the skeleton. So that's more toughness of monsters for her. Oh, she's got loads of monsters and stuff. But she can't spend them. But she has cleared out the Merchant District streets, and that's what we wanted. Okay, so that is it for Zoe. Next up is Agnes. And here we are with Agnes. She's in Independence Square. She's got 4 movement. So 1, 2 down here to meet with Zoe. And she is going to give Zoe the Healing Stone. So the Healing Stone finally gets to Zoe, which is good. And what is she going to do next? She's going to carry on. So for a 3rd movement point, she's going to go to Rivertown. 4th movement point, she is in the graveyard where she can trade with Norman. Norman is going to give her Find Gate. And he's also going to receive $2. So she's going to pay him $2 for Find Gate. It's just because, like, let's keep the money with those that are going to stay in Arkham. We may have to go to the Curiosity Shop at some point to try and get a decent weapon or fish for an Elder Sign or something. So we'll swap those over. She's now got Find Gate, which goes with Heal and Dread Curse of Azathoth. And Norman Withers now has $6, which is great stuff. And she doesn't need any weapons. No, she's doing quite well for weapons, so that's pretty good. Okay, so that's the end of her movement phase. Next up, it's Norman. And here we are with Norman. Get rid of his Explore token because he's going to move. Once you move away from a location, you will lose your Explore token. He goes 1 to Rivertown, 2 to the Merchant District, and he will take the map of Arkham from Zoe. They'll have a trade. His 3rd movement point will take him to downtown. Then he will exhaust the map of Arkham, and that will get him into Arkham Asylum, and not before time. One of the few things that went our way during this game has been the fact that Norman didn't go insane. He's hung on for about 3 or 4 turns with 1 sanity, so well done, Norman. Okay, that's it for him. Next up is Patrice, our new investigator. And here we are with Patrice. So she's ended up with 4 movement, I believe. Yes, because she gets +1 movement from somewhere that I've forgotten. Where does she get +1 movement from? Oh, she's got speed. Speed skill, that's it. So she goes 1 to north side, 2 to the train station. She pays $1 and gets the train to Bishopsbrook. That's her 3rd movement point. For a final movement point, she's going to go to the village commons. So she's in a street location. But we want to get her up to Gardener's Place, get her those 3 clues that are up there. Okay, that's it for her. That's it for the movement phase. Next up, the Arkham encounter phase. And here we are in the Arkham encounter phase with Zoe. But she doesn't have an encounter. So let's move on. Next up is Agnes. And here we are with Agnes. She's in the graveyard, but she does not have an explode token. So she's nosing around in the graveyard and she falls into, like, she's probably there having a chat with Norman. Norman's going like, you don't want to go in that crypt. Like, there's a portal to another dimension in it. Anyway, they've traded and stuff. And then, like a typical human being, because she's been warned against something, she's gone nosing about in that crypt. And yes, she's got sucked into another dimension. So she's over there. We'll see her shortly in the Otherworld encounter phase. Okay, that's it for her. Next up is Norman Withers. Is Norman Withers? No, it's with the Woolwich. That's one for Pencil Paul. He'll remember that. It's Norman. He's at Arkham Asylum. Now, he's not going to have a normal deck encounter because we're going to use the text under here. And he's going to spend $2, probably the $2 that Agnes gave him, in order to have some treatment. So that's $2 well spent because it gets him back up to how many sanity has he got? 6. So I feel a lot better now he's got 6 sanity. So that's great news. So he's up to 6 sanity and he's got 4 stamina, which is his maximum as well. So that's great stuff. Well done, Norm. Okay, that's it for him. That just leaves Patrice, and she's up in Dunwich. Here we are with Patrice. She might be up in Dunwich, but she's not having an encounter. Why? Because she's in a street location. So, very quick for her. We can move straight on to the Otherworld encounter phase. Let's get to another dimension. And here we are in the Otherworld encounter phase. Agnes, another dimension. Now, it's got all the colours, so it's just going to be the first one that we pick out of this huge deck, but we will give it a cut. And put that down there. It's going to be whatever colour it is. It's going to be our encounter. Put this huge deck back. Now, can I pick this up? Because I've got no nails. Come on. There we go. Oh, it's red. It's a red one. We've got another time, which is not another dimension. The Dreamlands and other. Come on. You see a reflection of yourself and realise how much your experience have changed you. You believe the knowledge that you've gained is worth the sacrifices you've made. If your sanity is at full... No, it isn't. She's only at 4. She's just short. Come on. Oh, I hate it when it does this. Perhaps I've got to get really close. Come on. Right, do that. That's better.
So sanity is not at full. You may discard 3 clue tokens to be blessed. Otherwise, if you are not at full sanity, for each clue token you discard, gain 1 sanity. We're not going to discard any. So we don't have to do that. So that's great. Get rid of that. And we don't need that either. We didn't need to roll for anything. And she's got Find Gate, but I think we only use that in the movement phase. Do we not? Yes. So hopefully she'll come straight out of here next turn. She does have 7 law, and that should be enough to do Find Gate, get out of there, and seal a gate. Super. Okay, that's it for Agnes. That's it for the Otherworld Encounter phase. It's the Laugh and Chuckle phase. And here we are at the Laugh and Chuckle phase, where we can still lose the game. Yes, we've got 6 gates open. If another gate opens, that's it, folks. So, let's see what we get. No gates open, but add 2 Doom tokens to the Doom track. Oh, that takes us up to 10. But it does take us past 9 as well. When we put a Doom token on 9, then... Oh, use one off here as well. I thought I was missing one. So, as soon as we hit 9, she gets 5 clue tokens. So, we sent her up to... we sent her up to Dunwich for no reason, because she got the clue tokens anyway. So, there we go. Whoop. So she's now got 8 clue tokens, which is fabulous. So, cool. So she'll be able to hand them around. So we should avoid having to pull from the dust deck, which would be cool. So she's got 8 of those, and Doom's gone up to 10. In a way, it's good that Tommy actually got devoured. Otherwise, we'd be on 11. This is going to be close. This is going to be close. So, yeah, blimey. Okay, so let's have a look. If you can hear the phone in the background, I'm ignoring it. So, hopefully they'll get the message soon and stop ringing. Yes, they've stopped. Right, so nothing's opened. It's another headline. Blimey. That's what our movement is. We might get a rift out. So there's no clues to mess around with. So, monster movement is, we've got hexagons on white. Do we have any hexagons? I don't think we do. Don't have any hexagons. I do not think that Loigo is not a hexagon, and it won't stand up. Stand up, damn you! I didn't realise. Missed it. It's been laid down all the turn. Lazy. That's what you are, lazy. Circle. Circle. Crescent plus crescent, crescent, and circle. Yep, so we've got no hexagons. Slash, triangle, and star. We've got none of them either because I've just gone through them. Rift. So get rid of the gate deck. We can get rid of the monster deck. Monster bag, sorry. And so what's this going to go on? It's not going to go on there. It goes on the top row here of the lowest rift. Oh, I forgot about the rifts. I think we're just going to have to let a rift come out. We're just going to have to hope that we get away with it, I think. And where's it for? North Point Lighthouse. So that goes on there. So we've got 2 rifts that have got 3 tokens on them. Ooh, looks like a rift's coming out. And I think... Oh, yeah, we've just got to read the headline, haven't we? Miskatonic scientists research anomalies. I bet this is monsters coming out, so I'll have to get the monster back out. Place 2 clue tokens in the science building, as well as all street areas and locations adjacent to a vortex. Well, the science building doesn't get any, because it's got a gate there, so they'll get swallowed up. As well as in all street areas and locations adjacent to a vortex. So, vortices means we've got a shed load up in Dunwich. So, is it locations? Street areas and locations. So, Backwoods Country gets one. The Village Commons gets one. So, that goes into Patrice's pocket. She's now got 9. Clues. Blasted Heath gets one. And I don't think there are any locations that are adjacent to a vortex. No, there aren't. They're all street locations up in... by adjacent, I think it means that you can sort of move into them. So that is just street locations in Dunwich. I'm trying to think of any locations that are actually next to a vortex. Maybe on the Innsmouth board. If we have the Innsmouth board, like your hat and fly, I think that might be next to a vortex. So that might be why the card is written as it is. But we've done that. But I thought there would be monsters coming out. But no, it just means we get 3 clues. We would have got 5 clues, but for the gate that's at the science building, which ate the 2 that went there. Bummer. Okay, let's get rid of that. So, how have we gone on? Not brilliant. It's a bit strange. Yes, we've lost an investigator. He got devoured. But what happened is we've managed to get a load of clues. We were struggling for clues, but with getting Patrice in, because poor old Tommy got devoured, she's got loads of clues. She got a load of clues because Tommy getting devoured knocked the Doom track below 9, and then we went back to 9, so she got 5 clues. Then we got a Mythos card that was handing clues out, but we did add 2 Doom, so we're on 10 Doom now out of 12. So that's possibly 2 turns before we actually lose the game. We've got 6 gates, so we could still lose the game next turn. So yes, it's been quite an involved turn. This will be a long turn, I think. It'd probably be well over an hour. But yes, poor old Tommy getting devoured has helped us out on the clue front. We've got enough clues now to seal those 3 gates, so it's going to be a race against time because we've only got 2 Doom points left. We've got 3 gates to seal. We did manage to find gate to Agnes, so she should be able to go in and out of gates pretty quick. Patrice now has enough clues to close and seal a gate, so we've sent her up to bloody Dunwich, but she's going to have to, like, mind you, can she get in the Dunwich gate? Wizard's Hill. She might be able to get past that Loigor. That Loigor is +0. She's got the Pallid Mask to do an evade. We may be able to get past it. We may be able to get past it into Wizard's Hill gate and shut that gate as well. So if we can't do that, then we'll come back and we will try and get, where's the nearest gate apart from that? It's the Plateau of Leng at the science building, but it has a dole in the way. Oh, no, it isn't. It's the Unnameable, but that's a -3 gate. If anybody's going to shut a -3 gate, I'd like it to be Agnes. I'll have a think about that. We'll probably risk it for a biscuit because we're right on the edge now. We're right on the edge, so we may have to risk her going past that Loigor, trying to shut that -2 gate. I think it's Yuggoth up at Wizard's Hill. And see if we can seal 3 gates rather sharpish. We've got the clues to do it, but do we have the time? That's the question. Okay, right. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you for all the subscriptions, for all the likes and the dislikes, and for all the help and support. You're all fantastic. Thank you. Anybody who's been across the board game links to upvote the site, thank you. Similarly, over at BGG, if you've liked the video, threads, drop Geek Gold, made a comment over there, thank you so much. Any followers on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook, thank you. And any errors. So I've had a lot of messing around to do. we've had poor old Tommy get devoured, so I had to bring Patrice in. Then I had to check out the dust deck and all the rest of the stuff, so I may have missed something somewhere. I've spent a lot of the past couple of hours, this is why you need time, which I don't really have, on BGG and stuff, trying to work out what's what. And it's a lot more difficult now than it used to be, because bloody Fantasy Flight Games and Asmodee, you know, insist on calling their games exactly the same. So you've got an Arkham Horror LCG now, an Arkham Horror 3rd edition. So now when you try to look something up on Google, you get all 3rd edition and Arkham Horror LCG crap that I've got to wade through. And looking on BGG isn't that easy either. So, yeah, it's just a pain. But, so I may have made an error. If I have made an error, let me know and I will try and fix it for next turn. Just racking my brains to see if there's anything I've forgotten. I did forget about the Warlock, but we didn't have a gate opening, so that's fine. We were right to ignore him. And, yes, I think I've got it all. But you never know. You may be getting a message right now telling you something that I've got wrong, but I don't think I got anything wrong. So that is it for episode 12. I hope you join me for Unlucky for Some, episode 13. But until then, this is me, Catweazle, saying toodaloo.